I'm very excited about today's conference. We have a great lineup of international speakers, both academics and social entrepreneurs, and they're going to talk about the 4 core challenges that we see social enterprises struggle with. That's innovation, that's governance, finance, and also how to create lasting social impact. I'm really looking forward that we can share the first findings from our SEFORÍS study and also to learn from the social entrepreneurs and most of all to have engaging discussions with everybody. It's a real pleasure to welcome you here in Aston to our very first SEFORÍS Conference.
Insights from and for social entrepreneurs, global patterns, local realities.
Is it a special case, social entrepreneur? Are you so special?
We're very passionate about social enterprise research that is explicitly multidisciplinary.
One thing I really like about the approach in this project is the multidisciplinarity, and that's fundamental to open-mindedness and to making proper evidence-based policy.
So we have economists, management scholars, entrepreneurship scholars, sociologists, psychologists, all working together, and it's a lot of fun, I can tell you.
What makes SEFORÍS different from other academics we've encountered who are researching social enterprises? The importance that is put on practice-driven research.
So I really like the fact also that you're engaging with practitioners, social enterprises and policymakers.
The core of SEFORÍS is really this shared enterprise to create large-scale, robust and representative data on social enterprises across countries. It's also very keen to use multiple methods.
Beyond collecting large-scale data and doing lots of case study research, we've been doing a lot of experimental research as well. And the gist of that is that we really co-create insights with social entrepreneurs.
There's a growing realization of a shift in values in society, people's motivations changing, but also realizing that these enterprises can make a tremendous contribution to jobs and growth and inclusive growth.
So social enterprises are often seen as a source of inclusive growth. And now, thanks to the SEFORÍS project, we have actual robust evidence that underpins this. To give you just one example, we surveyed 1,030 social enterprises across 9 countries, and what we saw is that in 2014 alone, these social enterprises generated over 6 billion euros in revenues. They served close to 900 million beneficiaries, and they employed over 500,000 people. So what that shows us is that social enterprises make a very important economic contribution. They are fiercely focused on their social mission, serving beneficiaries, so they make an important social contribution, and they are important job creators.
When we asked social entrepreneurs if they innovated, we saw that between 67 and 97% of entrepreneurs we interviewed said that they innovated.
If you don't know how to learn, do not innovate. Do not innovate if you do not know how to scale.
And I think we spent maybe a little bit too much energy talking about the model and its innovation and not so much about what it brings.
That yes, we need to be a learning organization. Maybe it's the incremental innovation that Johanna was talking about, but yes, we want to learn, and there's full commitment from the top down to everybody.
Innovation happens for us by chance. Not all of it is pre-planned, and it's also happened because we've had to innovate in order for us to survive and compete with others in the market.
The system is comprised of them observing the market for opportunities, and then once they come upon opportunities, then acting upon those. So there's elements of both planning and chance.
Don't wait for the perfect idea. Don't wait for a perfect model. Experiment it.
So in terms of board governance, we find that most social enterprises across our countries do have a board, 86%.
And our symbol is a tree. The roots are your values and your direction. The trunk is the boring bit, the structures, the staff, and the branches are the services you provide. And ideally, as your board matures, you should be focusing on the roots and the trunk.
What we also saw is that not all governance happens on the board.
Don't try and get someone who's really good at business development and being entrepreneurial to do compliance. It just doesn't work.
Working on financing and trying to understand, is it difficult? And it seems to be, I will show you that it is a challenge to find the right financing.
Reflections that Chloe's drawn out from the research resonate very strongly with what we observe through practice when we're supporting our social entrepreneurs.
Where do we put the emphasis on our income growth? Do we rely more on grant-making organisations who would support our core costs? or do we try and develop other products?
We had to learn to speak the language of the investors, and luckily there is a way to their hearts.
Private money gives us more freedom to invest in something, to develop something new. Public money is like they put you in a prison.
The profit in our organization, it's not a goal, it's a consequence.
It's easier to socialise the commercial than it is to commercialise the social.
I think another important idea was that impact measurement is a building block of scaling. So in order to be able to scale and to know what to scale, it's important to know what you're actually doing and where your added value is.
Most of the impact the organizations that we study or that we work with is created by really sweat and tears.
This also means that lone heroes, as we phrase them here, are less likely to have created new groups or networks.
We have to understand why we collaborate. What's the purpose of collaboration?
Collaboration seems to be one of the keys to creating social impact and to overcoming some of those barriers that are potentially posed by your context.
For us, it's great. We collaborate and we expand the market and increase the social impact.
I'm so pleased with how the conference went. I think it was really a truly inspiring day. We had great discussions and so many insights, and it was really kind of transcending boundaries. So we had academics talking to social entrepreneurs, talking to social entrepreneur support organizations, policymakers, and I truly hope and believe that everybody got something out of it.
We work with a lot of passion, with a lot of involvement, and I believe we can create a better world for all.
Thank you, the research is really useful, and it's so great as a social entrepreneur when you look at these and think, I'm not alone, that's quite normal. So thank you for looking at that.
Today it was amazing in a round table to be working with social entrepreneurs from Africa, China and Sweden, all at the same time.
The value of support and collaboration is something I've found really encouraging from today. We're not alone, but we face the same challenges. There are global patterns and local realities to the things that we face.
I'd like to thank the organisers. It's been a great day out for me. It's really nice to go to a conference, to meet practitioners, to meet academics, to have time to reflect intellectually.
Thank you all.
We hope everybody joins us for the final SEFORÍS Conference in Brussels on March 16 and 17th, and really I hope to see everybody there again and many more people.